home ownership should be a primary thought of anyone. At the moment, the market is facing a very high interest rate, but you're also facing credit scoring. So if you just sort your credit scoring out, you can actually achieve the bond.
Yes.
Even at the high interest rate. Credit ratings and credit scorings are important, but you have to stay within your means.
Come on. Bona Dumelang Absheni Ralocha. My name is Kay Dlamini, and today I am with the VTC Africa's director, one of VTC's Africa's director, Verissimo.
Morning, Katlego.
Welcome. But before I talk to you, I want to share with them the good news.
Absolutely.
So the good news is that Belcanto is sold out. It has been a tough year, but as far as sales are concerned, we've done pretty well. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, clap for yourself. Thank you very much. Handovers as well. We have a few handovers that are left to, hand over to our clients. However, we've done pretty well. I think that's out of the way because I really want to get into the market, what to do to qualify for that handover as well. Verissimo, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks, Katlego.
How are you feeling today?
Yeah, a little bit cold. Obviously, the winter's come to bite us. But besides that, super excited and super happy to be here and talking to our fans and our clients on our podcast, which we've started as a backdrop to certain requirements that we felt clients needed. And here we have our Do You Know property podcast.
Yay! Okay, now I'm excited. I want to get into this. Market analysis, market reflection. Talk to me about the market. Where are we? And just share with me and share with the people as well.
Well, I think ever since post-COVID, the country's been grappling with the rise of the interest rates. I tell people, I try and explain to them that the business of buying a home or building a home is directly related to our interest rates. So the whole country feels it. We've gone up all the way to 11.75% from around the 6-7% during COVID. So you can understand that families have had to adjust to the new expenses. They've had to adjust to rising interest rates, rising petrol costs, rising food prices, and we in the property markets are definitely feeling it. I mean, not only ourselves, but our fellow colleagues, fellow colleague home builders, everyone's feeling the slowdown in the market. Coupled, of course, by our elections, which happened a couple of weeks ago, and we're very fortunate that it's gone well. It's gone the way it has to go. And now we leave it in the hands of our leaders to take us the right way. But coming back down to the market, I think the message today is to just remind people that if they are looking to get into a home, or if they are looking to either upsell or downsell, that now, even though it is a tough market, it is the right time to get in. Because the prices are under pressure, the prices are subdued. We see it in the market. So it's truly a buyer's market, and there are deals to be had everywhere. But the one message or the one point that I want to bring out and stands out in most of our bond applications with our clients is the financial fitness. And I want to talk about financial fitness.
Okay.
People spend quite a bit of time on their bodies and how they look.
I wanted to say that. When you said fitness, so it actually picked up myself a bit, but okay.
And their hair and the cars they drive, etc. And they mustn't forget that our financial system is completely connected. Everyone is connected. So whatever account you open, wherever it is, however long ago it was, it is all connected. This stays on your profile. Yeah. We've had clients that find out that they've had accounts still billing without billing through their current accounts, which has given them a bad credit scoring. So it's important before you approach any developer or any home builder that you look at your financial fitness. Okay. And then, of course, over time, I mean, we have a lot of clients who come to us and then they go away and they prepare. They prepare to become able to affording the loan. So they come to us and they spend 3 months, 4 months, 5 months getting themselves ready to take on the loan.
Okay, so can I just interject? I've actually had a conversation with a couple of people that wanted to buy property and enter into the property market. But I've spoken to a few people that were saying that they were advised to take 3 or 4 credits in order to qualify to get a property. And I've sometimes argued the manner of approach and the advice. And I'm sure there are a lot of people that have been told that go to Sports Scene, go to Mr. Price Home and get this credit so that you can build a strong credit profile. How would you advise someone that really wants to get into the property market without having too much credit and to just like balance it properly?
I think that's the key word, is the balance.
Yes.
Katlego, it's known that home ownership is the cornerstone of any economy. It's a cornerstone of the middle class, and it's super important for a strong economy. So home ownership should be a primary thought of anyone's, as they're growing up and as they're moving through the economic cycle, either if you live alone or with a partner or a family. Having said that, credit ratings and credit scorings are important, but you have to stay within your means.
Come on, stay within your means, okay?
And that's the trick. Ultimately, as soon as you start to default on certain accounts, these things count negatively to you.
Yeah.
So at the moment, the market is facing a very high interest rate, but you're also facing credit scoring. So if you just sort your credit scoring out, you can actually achieve the bond.
Yes.
Even at the high interest rate. So that's super important, is to look at your expenses and start telling yourself, okay, we want to buy a home in 3 months' time, 4 months' time.
Yes.
What can we do without? What can we do without? Because we find people, they try and apply for the home loans and they're sitting with accounts that even themselves say, well, did I need this? Or why didn't I pay that account? And all these things work against them. And having said this, the banks have also loosened up. When I mean loosened up, they want to continue, doing business. So the banks are also very, very open to doing business, but they can't. They will do business with you if, of course, your credit rating is.
And I love how you highlighted how important home ownership is, because I think a lot of people look at home ownership for short term, but there are also bigger benefits with home ownership, because you can turn your house into an Airbnb as well. That can also be an investment for your children. By the time your children get to first year of varsity, they're sorted with accommodation because there's a property already that's available. And talking about that, I know there are quite a number of people that are saying, I'd rather, rent than buy because I can't afford, or my credit this, my credit that. But seeing how VTC Africa has done so well in terms of home ownership, handovers are concerned, what are maybe 2 key things that you would advise someone to do to qualify for a home, within their means, of course?
Sure.
Yeah.
Katlego, I think the most important thing is planning. And look at your financial fitness. I like that word.
Yeah.
I think it's a word that must stick with everyone. Start cutting down on unnecessary expenses. Save as much as you can. That initial deposit is super critical. If our clients come to us with a 5% deposit or a 10% deposit, you will not believe the attitude changes from the lending institution.
Sure.
So the interest rates we are seeing coming back from the institutions are a lot less if people can put together a deposit. So I would say that is super, super critical.
Yeah.
As far as rentals and home ownership, look here, we will always know if you're renting, it needs to be in your mind a temporary situation. So I would say if you're in a temporary relationship, or if your kid's school is not defined, or you haven't yet decided exactly where you want to live, I'd say then in that case a good idea to rent.
Okay.
But if your life is starting to channel, and most of our clients and most people will always want to live close to their kids' schooling, So taking the kids up and down to school in the mornings, in the afternoons is something that most families don't really like to do. So once your family starts to get together, once you know where your kids want to go to school, you settle down with your employer or your business, then you should then at that stage consider buying rather than renting, because then everything becomes a lot more fixed. And you're 100% right. If you look at track records, properties will always appreciate. I say will always, generally will always appreciate, especially if you buy the right property in the right place.
Yes,
okay?
I love that.
The right property in the right place. So you will always have appreciation in the future. And as you say, there's no greater security for a family than having your own home.
Yes.
The first 5 years, it might be tough. The next 5 years, a lot easier. 12 years later, you've forgotten about it, and there's an asset in the family. So those are the two key things that I would suggest that one should look at.
Okay, and as I wrap up, the minute you walked in the door, you talked about a buyer's market, and it just took me back to how I'd always talk to, professionals around me about status versus location. And I was saying that people usually buy property because of status and not location. And because of that, unfortunately, they can't see the benefits of home ownership, and they can't see that it is indeed a buyer's market. So for me, I think what qualifies a buyer's market is the location itself. Where are you investing in property? And in 3 years to come, how much will you be getting, as opposed to like buying a property anyway for the sake of saying it's a buyer's market. So in conclusion, how or what would you say is a buyer's market to our people, so they understand and they go into property investments understanding what exactly is a buyer's market?
Well, what I mean by a buyer's market is that the property sector is definitely suppressed. What I mean suppressed is that most property developers have not been able to keep up with the inflationary pressures that we've had to deal with the increasing prices of building material, construction material, finishing items, etc. So if you have to look at what's happened to property in general in the last, say, 2-3 years, the prices have not really increased.
Sure.
If you relate it to the price of petrol, if you relate it to the price of food, I mean, we all talk about the prices of food. We talk about what's happened to restaurants, for example. I mean, even sometimes I get surprised. You go out with 4 people nowadays and you see what you spent. If you keep your slips from 3-4 years ago, there's a big difference. So that's what I'm saying, that if you are open and if you're thinking about getting into a home, if you've liked the position, if it makes sense to you, etc., now is the time. And we are expecting the interest rates to start dropping. Unfortunately, South Africa is connected to the World Wide Web or to the worldwide economic system. So we do business with America, we do business with Europe, and the trend will always be that we match their interest rates. So everyone's looking at America to start dropping the interest rates. Everyone's looking at then the Europeans to dropping the interest rates, and then hopefully we'll see our interest rates drop.
Okay.
So once that happens, then you'll have a lot more disposable income.
Okay.
What is going to happen over time is as the interest rates start to drop, then the property prices will start to increase. And that's the secret now, is if you can, now's the time.
If you can, now's the time. Well, that's it from me. And I'd strongly advise you, like I always do, the first thing you do before you buy a property as well, or you use property developers, is to go on the reviews. They never lie. They never lie. So if you can, go to the website and see all of the reviews for VTC Africa. You will not regret it. I'm not saying because I'm a fan, but I'm saying it because I've seen the reviews and I've spoken to people and they've shared their experience with VTC Africa. So if you want to be part of those that are given the keys and are handed over, then you better give us a call. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining us today. I look forward to seeing some of you also join us. Would love to hear your stories as well. I'm not saying we'll give you free property, no, but we can work on something. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, share this podcast. I look forward to seeing you and engaging with you. Till next time, bye. Say bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.